What's up, guys? Yes, I know that there is a hole in my jogging pants. That's cool. They're just travel pants. It's actually a heart right there. So fall in love with what you see, with what you see. Um, so I named this live Let's Rant Fleet Hive. I'm aware that a lot of you have to work tomorrow, but it is the weekend, so a lot of you should be off. So we're gonna have a nice little weekend live. First, I'm gonna start the live off by saying I am in Columbia, South Carolina on December the 5th at the Comedy House. And December the 12th, I'm in Chicago. I'm going to share all of those ticket links down the timeline. We're at the end of the tour now. January the 5th, I'm in New Haven, Connecticut. And February, I'm in Ohio. So I'm going to share all of that up and down for you guys. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. We just sold out Nashville and the Lounge and Stardome. So get your tickets. The tour is going well. The tour is going well. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. I saw a few negative comments up and down my timeline. I laughed at them. Let me tell you how you cannot get under my skin. You cannot get under my skin when I go to your page and you only have 97 friends. That lets me know that you just made that page today so that you could come and try to fuck with me today. However, I'm aware that that's probably A, jealous comic, B, someone who I turned down in my inbox, C, someone who secretly want to do what I'm doing but don't have the couth or the talent, or D, someone who just don't have balls enough to be themselves or say it to my face upon the internet. As if you could get to my face. You have to get through my security first. And that's very breech and tight. Believe that. Moving right along. I won't stall. I won't stall. Let's rant. Let's rant. Let's rant. Jill Scott. Jilly from Philly. Miss Scott if you're nasty. When I think of Scott, I usually think of that soft ass tissue, Scott's Tissue, Angel Soft Owl, or if you're one of those Charmin bitches, tissue for big bitches. That's why they have bears on the commercials. I like Scott. I like Jill. When I saw her do what she did at that concert, just gotta be honest, it didn't behoove me. I always knew Jill was a hoe on the inside. Always knew that the S in Scott stood for sexually active. I also knew that Jill was very sexual fluent. What I didn't know that Jill would have the indecency to do that shit in front of a sold out crowd, and let's just say 15% of that crowd were children. To the families that went out to that concert, I'm sorry that you had to see Jill give imaginary head to an imaginary person on a mic that was actually there. I apologize for that. To the white people that Jill offended, you guys are far more sexual active than we are. We just actually have our kids. To the Hispanics that saw that, y'all be the main ones on porn, getting down with it. To the black people who did not know that just because Jill did soulful music, that she had a inner freak side. I apologize that you didn't know that. But let's take a long walk in the park after dark and listen to a few of Jill's catalog. Jill has a song called A Long Walk. And I broke that song down after seeing that stage performance. The key words that pinpointed in my head when she said, let's take a long walk around the park after dark. Okay, let's just be honest. The freaks do come out at night. I feel like if she wanted to walk around the park in the daylight with you, then that's when a person want to get to know you. When a nigga wants to walk around a park after dark with you, they want to do one or two things: rape you or end up on SVU. In Jill's case, because she's a woman who wanted to take a stroll around the park after dark, she wanted to give some, what I like to call, secretive head. And there's nothing wrong with secretive head. A lot of guys love secretive head. They call that head with discretion. That means you're going to be discreet while sucking his meat. You don't want to do that in the daylight. Daylight park head, a child may see you. Maybe a dog that's catching a frisbee may wag around to you while you're giving a little in the park head. She's giving after dark head, and there's nothing wrong with that. After dark head, I've never had it, but I will say this much, especially in a park. Usually my after dark head is in a bedroom setting, a hotel, if you may ask. I never invite head givers to my house. I don't want you to give the whole house head. But in Jill's case, we did know that you have been known to suck a dick or two. We just didn't know that you would do that in front of a crowd of at least, 2,000 people. What do you have to say for yourself, Jill? Probably nothing, because at this time, her mouth is full. Moving right along, Jill is not the only person who peppered my ragu since I've been on the road. Back in the basement, as you guys see, we're going to rant about it. I have my things about Kim Porter's sudden death. I really do. And I said I wasn't going to talk about it because I said it's too soon. But it's never too soon here in the basement on Let's Rant with Darren Fleet. A woman that rich just passing from pneumonia. Okay. I'm sorry, but when I was reading on in that story, it didn't sit right with my heart. Something tells me it's been some underlying. And when I say underlying, I mean somebody's been lying under their breath. That story really bothered me, and I'm going to tell you why. It bothered me for two reasons. It bothered me because I'm like, I don't think someone just dropped dead over pneumonia. Don't get me wrong, pneumonia can kill you, but I feel like it got to be another sickness for the pneumonia to, to just take you out like that. I saw Kim Porter in some of her last pictures before passing. I'm just going to say Kim did not look like herself. And I feel like it was something else leading up to that death. That's just Darren Fleet's personal opinion. I don't want to say too much because, everybody want to say the Illuminati. Sometimes it ain't the Illuminati that's killing you. Sometimes it's just yourself. And two, sometimes it's just your time to go. Now, in Kim Porter's defense, I don't think it was her time to go. When I was reading that story, this didn't look like it was that lady's time to go. Me personally. That's just me personally. I'm not going to say too much. Because it's a lot that could be said. But all I'm going to say is I feel very sorry for her children, her oldest son, those twins. I feel sorry for Diddy and his family, Cassie, and everybody else who has been affected by that. But I know the whole industry right now is affected by that. It just didn't look right. It didn't sound right. I don't think it was right. And not only that, I feel like the family should demand a biopsy and an autopsy, whatever the opsy is. I don't know if it's a biopsy or an autopsy, but any of the opsies, I think Kim deserved one, and I think it should be a good one. Not from one of those in-house doctors. It should be from a doctor that no one even know. Maybe Dr. Miami per se. Take her somewhere where you could get the right autopsy because I feel like it's owed by her family. She got two little daughters. She has Diddy. She has other stepchildren. I think she had a kid with someone else. I want to say in Jodeci, if I'm not mistaken, or so. Y'all don't quote me on this, but I know she has another kid with another famous guy. So I'm more praying for their family, but something does not sound right about her just dropping dead suddenly like that at the age of 47. Never had any other heart complications or health complications. So I don't know. That's just Darren Fleet. Somebody says she looked sick. Yes, she did. Before she died, Kim she didn't look like that top model. She looked very, very sick. Even her makeup looked a little two-tone-ish. She looked a little sick in the neck area. And there's other few celebrities who have not been looking too healthy lately. I just watched Love and Hip Hop. Let's move along. Watch Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Moniece, is it? Moniece, Mo Nephew, Mo Nothing, Monifa. Moniece looked a little sick. That's Little Fizz from B2Ks. The old R&B 90s, early 2000 pop group that's no longer with us, but they are with us in spirit and in love and hip hop. Moniece, Niecy Poo. You look a little crackheadish in the neck area. I gotta say this. Moniece did not look well at the Love and Hip Hop reunion. I said, if one of these girls get up and attack her, she's dead. She looked like a walking corpse. You look like you didn't belong. And not just you. K. Michelle, she scared the fuck out of me too. K Mitchie Poo, where do I start? First and foremost, I like your first face better. Your new face, it is beautiful, but because I know that this is not the face that God had chosen for you, it's the face that you indeed chose for yourself. It's hard for me to get used to a woman-picked face. You pick that face, you pick that face, you pick that face. And I love Kate Michelle, but I love her enough to tell her the truth. Brooke Valentine, who's one of my favorites from this season, that third grade high top ponytail that you was sporting at the reunion, where this part was in a ponytail, the baby edges was laid down, and you had that shag in the back. Let's just say I'm not a fan of that. I know that you too saw something different, and you didn't get the look that you were going for. And a lot of times with these love and hip hop girls, people and fans are telling y'all all things just to keep you to make a fool of yourself. Lyrica, who was there in spirit and in video, but not there in person, ain't nothing more stupid than arguing with people that you could have showed up at the reunion to argue with, but you're sitting there arguing with them on the screen. You look stupid. 7 months pregnant, you didn't look healthy there. Your husband sat there and let you argue with them. Says a lot about your baby daddy to be. Wouldn't want that to be me. And this is just what I seen on the screen. Lyrica's mother-in-law, your husband's mother. I'm just gonna be real. You look like Johnny Gill. You look like the 6th edition to new edition. You look like old, outdated. How can I say this? Lyrica's mother and Lyrica's mother-in-law. Why don't you guys just get on Crackheads or Us, because you look like recovering addicts. I must say it. A lot of people won't say it, but because I'm Darren Fleet, I will. I love you guys enough to tell you the truth. I would never have my mother on there, and it wasn't even a lace front. It was one of those wigs from Sally's Beauty Supply, you know, with the bang. It's more in depth with the forehead. Then they had the long tressum in the back. She had on a one-piece. The one piece was for a slender girl. She was shaped like a Nutty Buddy. You know those ice creams that you get where it's heavy on top and you gotta bite the bottom and suck the ice cream through? Yes, you look like a twin pop. You know, when there's 2 popsicles on one little stick, a twin pop. She was shaped like a yield sign, an obtuse angle, something bigger than 180 degrees. And then you got that nerve to stand up on all of that and try to fight someone. Fight with yourself, mama. As a matter of fact, fight with your Weight Watchers workout trainer, because, you know, not even a waist trainer could train her waist. It was out of shape, out of date, and you didn't look too great. I'm not upset about it. It's what I expect from Love and Hip Hop. Ray J, who's having a midlife crisis. I saw that blonde top that you were sporting look like Sub-Zero or 20 Below Glacier. That was not the hairdo for you. You're a new father. You look like Chris Brown or Chris Down syndrome. It did not look good, Ray J. And then Princess, your baby mama / pit bull, who's there to fight everyone. Princess, fight for the rights of Ray J to go back Burnett. Blonde is not for him. Hey, wait a minute, ain't that Brandy's sister? That's what the fuck he looked like. A little childish ass girl. A Girl Scouts, perhaps. No one in their right mind is going to accuse you of being a blonde today. Ray J, who's going through a midlife crisis, this is what Darren Fleet and the Fleet Hive have to say to you. Go back black, okay? Which we know that's hard for you to do, being that you hit it first. You started off white, so it's only right that you'll be blonde by the end of the night. But I will say this much, you ain't fooling nobody. That blonde didn't even take a few years off of you. You still got that 37 and a possible face underneath that blonde lace. Usually when people go to another tone or a different hairstyle, it's to take the age off them. You look like an Asian white boy, okay? And white people already age dramatically. Well, you look like black don't crack, but black is on crack. We didn't like that color on you, you know. I know that you were trying to step back into your youth, but there are ways of doing that, okay? Just get the surgery, get the facelift, get the augmentation. Don't go blonde. Yes, we heard the blondes have more fun, but in your sense, blondes just end up on while loving hip hop. I think y'all are doing anything at this time to create a storyline, and no one is following the story. Okay? That's all I'm saying about that. Go back black. Go back black. Moving right along, because I'm not going to let love and hip hop dampen my spirit. I noticed that I didn't have anything nice to say about any of the cast members. Jay Will, I love to see him as Jay Will. He looked good as Jay Will. I like Candy's music too, but Jay Will was one of the cast members that did impress me. It's good to see him transform. He's one of the cast members I do have something well to say about. Tierra Marie, also known as Tierra Marie, Tierra Fellatio, Tierra, you know, this is the thing, TT. I gotta say it because enough people not saying it to you. You need to fire your stylist first and foremost, fire your friend, and get a mirror that's not, get a mirror that you can actually see through. What's going on with Tierra Marie lately? And this is just Darren Fleet. After that whole head giving scene didn't go well. Usually when a woman sucks a dick, she can get to the top. You sucked a dick and you still don't have no daddy around when you were growing up. That's why you wild and you don't give a fuck. Ma'am, you're just like the last hit you had yesterday. What can I say to you? I'm just being honest because she thought that that sex tape was going to get her to a Kardashian standpoint. Well, ma'am, first and foremost, you know the way Kim Kardashian got up there, she at least fucked a nigga that we all knew of. You're fucking someone that no one knows, just like your music catalog. No one knows. I just got to be honest. We're at the point with you, Tierra Marie, where if you want us to buy your music, bitch, you're going to have to at least get Nicki Minaj on a remix. That's it. You don't have enough oomph to do it alone. And you showed us that. You can't even do a sex tape, girl. Even Mimi Foster mom could hang on a shower curtain and do a sex tape. You couldn't even do that right. When a person can't even have sex right, we can't trust you. We can't trust you. That sex tape was here today and gone tomorrow. Don't nobody give a fuck about your weak-ass head-giving skills, girl. Okay? You look like you didn't want to be there. I'm convinced that you put your own sex tape out there. You leaked your own sex tape for what? And what clout did it give you? You're still a B-list cast member on Love and Hip Hop. That is not good. That's not good. Clean it up, crack whore. Moving right along. That's all I got to say about the Love and Hip Hop cast. The other ones that I didn't mention, that's because you're not mentionable. You shouldn't be there. I know that you're trying to save a career, but you'd be better off saving a soul. Go to church. Go to church. Because at the Love and Hip Hop, some of you are not going to have anything. Moving right along. What else has been bothering me in the media? Well, I've seen quite a few things. Nelly is finally coming forth and speaking about those sexual allegations. Nelly, you know, this is the thing. More music, less drama. I'm to the point where some of y'all, you know, Nelly, it wouldn't surprise me if 5 years from now we see you on Love and Hip Hop, okay? Ain't nobody riding down the street to Air Force Ones, okay? First and foremost, no one even wear them anymore. Secondly, Nelly, I'm a big fan of yours. I would be lying if I said that every time I hear it's getting hot in here, I don't take off all my clothes. But the truth of the matter is, my clothes are already off before that record. I have a dilemma with Nelly, whether I like him or whether I don't. I love the old Nelly. I like Band-Aid on the face, Mama E-I, E-I, uh-oh, what's poppin' tonight. I'm not liking sexual allegation Nelly, Nelly after Ashanti. I feel like what you two did was try to get together and be a respirator for each other's career. And both of you, what's that word that rhymes with flop? Womp, womp, wop. You kind of like whopped yourselves down a little bit. And I know that you two were supposed to boost each other's careers, but let me tell you something. There is not enough electrolytes in a respirator that could boost Ashanti's career. I'm going to be honest. Last time I looked at her Ticketmaster, I saw that 71 tickets were sold in a New York show. When you can't make New York come out, you can't even go to Bella Noche's. Shanti Poo, I gotta be blunt, sis. You know what fucked your career up? I gotta say it if no one else will. When you came out and told us that you wrote J-Lo hits, and J-Lo hits got a lot further than the hits you actually wrote for yourself. It let us know that you're a better writer than you are a performer. Just like, what's that girl, carry my bag to the Hiltons? Carrie Hilson, that's her name. She's a better writer than she is singer. Some people need to realize you're meant to be behind the scenes. A lot of people don't realize that. Ashanti, we like you behind the scenes. You look good. Let me tell you some of the things we like to see you do. We like to see you as an Instagram model. We don't even like to see you as a tribute girl. You know, we got our list of girls that we like to see do tributes. Those are your Faith Evans and your Tamar Braxtons and your Chrisette Michelle's, you know, and your Tamia's. You know, the girls that we love to hear, but just not a whole album. Okay? We love to see Tamia do a tribute to Juanita Baker. You know, maybe a Shaka Khan tribute. We love to even hear Fantasia at a tribute. I love Fantasia, but I love a tribute from her, not a whole album. Jennifer Hudson, a tribute. Faith Evans, a tribute. Mary J. Blige, an album. You see where I'm going with this? Ashanti, you don't even fit in the tributes, let alone an album. You look good as an Instagram model. You look good in Fashion Novas, lace fronts for us. You look good when you got those sideburns waxed and they can actually make baby edges. Because she's the only girl I've ever seen with baby edges go all the way down to the jawbone line. I'm like, damn, those are the longest baby edges in history. Oh, fooled me once, shame on me. Fooled me twice, shame on me again. Those are not baby edges. Those are actually sideburns. You were fooling us for the first 2 albums. But by the 3rd album, I said no one edges are as long as their collarbone. Those are sideburns. If your sideburns, if your career was as long as your sideburns, you'd still be here. But you're not. I just got to be blunt. I got to be blunt because a lot of people want to be rello. Darren's going to be blunt tonight. This is not shady. This is truth in the basement. This is less rant. Ashanti and Nelly getting together, that's equivalent to Paula Deen. I mean, not Paula Deen. What was the straight up now? Tell me, do you really? You know, y'all remember her. Paula Abdul fucking one of the guys from Milli Vanilli. What are you two going to do to benefit each other's career, honey? Okay? You and Nelly got with each other when both of y'all career was on a, you know, a gas station for air. Ashanti, let's think of some people who could have boosted your career. Who was hot when Ashanti was not? Let's think. Maybe you and Nas? I could see Ashanti and Nas together. I think, no, because Nas needed a boost himself. But Nas is one of the people, because he's Godfather, he could just slip in and slip on out. Ashanti, you can't do that. You can't just bring us a hit today. And it's like, yeah, that's Ashanti. But we didn't expect it to go no higher than her lace front. Let's think. Someone else who could have maybe put Ashanti back on the map. Maybe Fat Joe. At the time, he had something going for himself. The Terror Squad. It's a few of you. It's a few of you. But Ashanti, you could barely put yourself back together, mama. Okay? And reason why I knew that you and Nelly weren't going to hit it off, because Nelly even had a whole song dedicated to you that I never even saw you in the outfit. Vocal tank top on at this point. He was talking about his apple bottom jeans. I never saw you wear apple bottom. That's because you didn't believe in your man, let alone his clothing line. And no one believed in his clothing line. That's why that clothing line went straight to City Trends or Fashion for Less. They did. Shanti Poo, what I'm going to say to you is, if you want your career back, you can at least fuck Russell Simmons. Now, of course, he's going to get his Uncle Rush card and just do it to you without your permission, but it's a lot of that going on along this, you know, around these times of the year. You're going to need to fuck someone that's really popping right now. I say fuck one of the Migos. Now, Cardi B got Offset. You can at least go to Onset. Now, I don't know nobody who's lining up to fuck Takeoff. If you want your career to take off, sis, at least fuck a rocket, okay? That's blasting off Takeoff at the speed of light. Get with one of those Migos. As a matter of fact, cut a Spanish demo. I feel like if you could write songs for J-Lo, sure, the Hispanic community would love to hear the latest diva of the sweeping Latin pop music from Ashanti or us. Fuck one of the Migos. But other than that, sis, it's a no for us and Nelly. and Nelly. And Nelly, for you to come out and speak about this sexual allegation that we wanted to hear about last year, we don't want to hear about it now that you've been proven innocent because the little girl that decided not to go to court anymore. As far as we're concerned, in 2018, you could have very much so paid her off. Now, I don't want to think about that from you because Nelly is a good-looking man. So I would like to think that he didn't have to take the pussy. You know what I mean? But in 2018, we've seen a lot of good-looking men just take the pussy, trample the pussy, do whatever they want to it. Nelly, we're living in 2018 where we like to hear the gossip while it's still hot. We don't want to hear it 10 days from now. Give it to us the day it came out. When the Shade Room put that feature up and said that Nelly was a coochie crook, we wanted to hear how you didn't steal the coochie, okay? You didn't do nothing. Now you want to come out and talk about it. That's equivalent to what Nigga Rosa did after Trump kicked her black ass out of the White House. The same thing he did when Kanye came to visit him. That was the most nervous I ever seen Trump. You know, because we all know that Trump is crazy, but when another nigga as crazy as you or 10 notches of crazy come in and sit in your White House in front of you and show you how crazy he is, it made Trump very crazy. Then he knew that he had Nigga Rosa sleeping in one of the guest rooms of the White House, and he had to get that bitch out of there too. This is how I see this. Don't tell us about what Trump did after he get you the fuck out. Be reporting from us from your own live camera. You ain't even had to have it under the Omarosa Facebook. You could have got another bitch to report to us what Trump had planned for us instead of waiting till he kicked you out of his spare room. First and foremost, he had her in the smallest room of the White House. That shit wasn't bigger than a pantry. I said, bitch, you could have just came and stayed in my basement for that. You could have just came and slept in the basement, bitch. We would have gave you a hot meal and a cot if that's all you wanted. If that's all you wanted. This is what I got to say to you, Nelly. As far as I'm concerned, you're still guilty until proven innocent because I want to hear from that bitch mouth and yours. Okay? Okay? I don't want to wait till after someone has been paid off, and I'm not saying that's what you did. But you waited good until those allegations were swept under every rug to come out and play victim. You should have been playing victim the whole time. R. Kelly, in that 25-minute song, honey, it sounds like a desperate cry out for help. Gotta be blunt. Gotta be blunt. I heard that song that R. Kelly had about admitting it all. If it take you 25 minutes just to say you were guilty or innocent, 9 times out of 10, you're just guilty. This is how I admit shit. I didn't fuck that bitch. I don't know that bitch. That bitch is a liar. That bitch wants some money. You want to know how you prove something to us? All you got to do is conjure up where the bitch live. This is how Darren Fleet gets you. If you living on Section 8 eating great after late and don't nobody want to date you, I know that you're after $1 or $2. But see, I'm going to make sure that everybody know this shit. Because see, rape victims ain't partying in Vegas this weekend. So how the fuck are you freshly raped? And now you out at Vegas, you know, you got to give your coochie time to heal. But see, I'm going to get a private investor, like one of them bitches from Catfish, to follow your thieving, lying, conniving ass. Okay? R. Kelly, if you really was innocent, it would only took you 25 seconds to say that shit, not 25 minutes. I heard that song, the worst 25 minutes of my fucking life. This man that came out and confessed about him sleeping with men, twins, kids, daughter, sister, uncle, brother, and every other bitch you got locked up in that dungeon. Set him free, R. Kelly. This what behooves me. For a nigga who don't own none of his rights and his money, you own a lot of people. They say that you have a whole cult. They said you had a whole fucking cult. But it also showed up too, because I like to do my homework before I put it out down Front Street. We just speaking facts on Let's Rant tonight. These ain't jokes. These are quotes for folks that think the way that I do. This is how Darren Fleet feel about that R. Kelly case. How the fuck are you not being able to pay your mortgage, but you got bitches living in your house underneath your basement? Answer me that. Okay, so it lets me know that the reason why you're not being able to pay your mortgage is because you housing bitches for your own sexual appetite. Okay, get rid of some of them hoes. There's running up your light bill, running up your food bill, running up your water bill, because I know that you're allowing these bitches to bathe at least. You could pay your mortgage if you ain't have 10 other bitches who belong to their families who have not been R. Kelly washed, because they say brainwashed. No, bitch, that's not brainwashed. He didn't wash your brain, he washed your coochie. right in the dungeon, in the pleasure, in the comfort of his own home. And what did you do? You let him do it. Because the reason why I know that you bitches were not locked up in a cult, because first and foremost, a cult, you don't be locked up. A cult, you can get kicked out. Secondly, y'all had cell phones. Now, what bitch has been abducted by a man in his 40s living in a dungeon that's locked up, that is so brainwashed that he give you a cell phone to go? That's not how you capture bitches. As any rape victim, anybody that's been, abducted, any child that's been obtained, or what they call it, when you take a kid that ain't yours, y'all know the word I'm looking for. Kidnapped. You don't get a cell phone to go. You don't get a cell phone. So if you bitches were allowed to write home to mama, text, tell her where you at, and mama didn't say, well, baby, save yourself, or you didn't think to save yourself, you have not been brainwashed. You have not been brainwashed. You wanted to go in that dungeon. And let me tell you why you wanted to go in that dungeon. The same reason why 1.4 thousand other people would have went to that cult too. Let me tell you, I wish Darren Fleet could have went to R. Kelly cult. You mean to tell me all I got to do is look good? I get free Wi-Fi, free cable, a free phone call off my own cell phone that I don't have to pay the bill for because R. Kelly's stupid ass gonna do it. Free meal, free Netflix and chill, and I don't have to pay a bill. Bitch, where do I sign? Where do I sign? As a matter of fact, I don't even have to have sign. I give you my social security, niggas. You sign me the fuck up. Okay? That's why you went. But when you got there and you saw that you had to do a little more than what you bargained for, R. Kelly wants you to sleep with him, his uncle, his cousin, his aunt. Yeah, I heard the song. The song was 25 minutes long. Okay, now you see that I'm not the only one. Now I am I'm a bitch in a real cult now. R. Kelly don't just go with me. I'm just his sexual appetite. So that nigga just roll my gate when he want to fuck. So what's behind door number 1? Tonight he may have door number 1 and door number 16 fucking. Now you are mad. But you were not mad when you thought that you was going to live free off R. Kelly degree, only to come to find out that this nigga don't have a degree because he don't own the rights to his name, his money, or his estate. Now you are just looked at as another ward to the state. R. Kelly is getting money off you. You can't even file taxes this year because, bitch, he's filed taxes for you because in a liberal state of mind, he's taking care of you all year. Okay? Okay? Let's rant about it. Let's rant. Because, see, a lot of people are not going to tell the truth. That's what we're here to hear. The truth. It is not R. Kelly's fault that you bitches were brainwashed. You washed your own brain, but you didn't even wash it. You rinsed it off. What you heard was I could live for free and all I had to do is fuck R. Kelly. But see, fucking R. Kelly come with fucking tpshree.com. Don't you realize that all his album titles have a reason for what they say about his music? That's his lifestyle. 12 play. That means all 12 y'all are locked up. Come out and play with me today. What you thought that meant? What you thought that meant? Chocolate factory. Okay, in a chocolate factory, there are assorted chocolates. You got your Hershey's here, your Kisses in the back, your deluxe cookies, your duplexes. Bitch, you are a deluxe cookie to this nigga. He eats you when he want to, put you back in a wrapper, and get another bitch. Today, he may want to have Godiva. Tomorrow, he want to have Lindor. The next day, he want a little truffle. But all of that is okay in the chocolate factory. Ma'am, that's all I'm saying. You knew what the fuck you were signing up for. I don't feel sorry for a bitch in a cult. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't. I feel sorry for your mother because she could have raised you to have a mind of your own. But I'm just telling you, as a Darren Fleet-anism, I definitely would have signed up for that cult too. Then when you get there and you've already signed your life away for 2-3 years, now he owns you, ma'am. He owns you, ma'am. So don't get up after you've been able to see clear now that the rain is gone. Now you're going to out this man because you should have been done that. Okay? Let's rant about it. No one else is going to do that. I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it. Trapped in the closet, part 1 through 18. What did the keyword in trapped in the closet to me was trapped. Okay? Now you trapped in the closet with a gate on it. And you got a little window. That sounds like a prison to me, man. But you didn't mind moving into that room with the bed and that little funky-ass area rug. You thought that you was going to have ambiance. Not in that cult contract that he didn't write himself. That cult contract did not come with ambiance. It did not come with ambiance. Just got to put it out there. Moving right along. December the 5th, Darren Fleet is at the at the Comedy House in South Carolina. December the 12th, I'm in Chicago. January the 5th, I'm in New Haven, Connecticut. And I'm also in Ohio. I just bagged a date for that. Yes, I know that y'all looking how well lace front is centeredly placed. What lace, what lace. And y'all can see it all in your face. Let's turn around and get a full scoop on it. Y'all see all up in that? Yes, this live is brought to you by Darren's Luxurious Lace Front. To look like Darren Fleet, just hop in my inbox and I'll tell you what you too could look like this for the price of $300. Moving right along, moving right along. Save the Edges products. That's what got my skin all shiny, my hair, my beard. Moving right along, moving right along. I know that y'all want to talk about some more things. I've already touched bases on Jill Scott. I've already touched bases on Jill Scott. We've already done Jill Scott. I see a few Jill Scotts up here. When you coming to Philly, very soon. Hopefully I can come to Philly with Jilly. When you coming to Houston, very soon. You ready? You better know it. He ready. Talk about Jill. Okay, y'all want to hear Jill some more. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Okay, Miss Scott. It didn't surprise me, like I said at the beginning of the live, what Jill done. I'm gonna share all the ticket links up and down the timeline. So guys, just make sure y'all stay on to the last. That way y'all can get everything. So it's 1.3 thousand of you on the live right now. Cool. That's a lot of eyes watching me. Somebody do the math on that. If it's 1.3 thousand of y'all on the live right now, how many eyes is there watching me? I don't know math. Never passed it. Never cared about it. I know how to add my money. I know what time it is. I know what degrees it is in my house, the temperature. That's math for you, baby. Other than that, I don't need a measuring cup. I don't need a measuring cup. I don't need a ruler. I don't need Pythagorean theorem. Who came up with that theory in the first place? Probably a bitch that was eating pie. I don't even like pie. I don't like pie. I like cake. They don't got cake Pythagorean theorem, so I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in division today. I can divide something. $1 plus $2 equal what? $3. Now, if I divide that and give you half, that's $1.50.